Teenage Engineering hooks up with an unlikely partner. We get a brand new portable sequencer, and Arturia is back with a brand new plugin for everyone that loves vintage sound. Find out more coming up. Thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. Now let's get into the video. Synth maker Teenage Engineering is hooked up with Swedish manufacturer Ikea for a 22-piece line of furniture that promises to not only be furniture, but usable audio equipment as well. They're calling this line Frekvens, and it includes products such as an electronic choir, a vinyl player, and party lighting. Pretty much anything you would need as a younger individual to throw a party. Now, Ikea is already a staple in many studios, even mine. This piece right here is all Ikea. Even that desk back there, that's all Ikea as well. They make some really affordable pieces of furniture that not only function as nice shelving and desks, but makes sense for DJs and producers. This Expedit bookshelf right here has been with me almost a decade, and this tabletop that you can place right on top of it for an easy install makes for the perfect size for setting up turntables or any controllers or anything like that. And I've seen similar setups in plenty of DJ studios as well. So it only makes sense for Ikea to partner up with, a developer of hardware such as Teenage Engineering to make stuff that's specifically for the fans that are already buying their products, such as myself. Now, I'm really curious to see how these things end up looking and how these things end up functioning, but both companies, Ikea and Teenage Engineering, I do trust. They make great products and functional products as well. So look for those products in the future. If they fit in the studio, you'll definitely be seeing some additions to the lab. Hardware maker Twisted Electrons has just announced a brand new portable sequencer they're calling the Crazy8Beats. Now, this thing is something you would pair with maybe like an Arturia Mini Brute or the new Roland TR8S or even smaller, Korg Volcas, and makes for a place to not only plug in your actual pieces of gear, but sequence them as well. Now, each of those pieces of gear, yeah, they might have their own very simple sequencer where you can just program patterns and get some basic ideas out, but it's not as flexible as something as a dedicated sequencer. Now, this Crazy8Beats has 8 channels of sequencing, which means you can have 8 different devices plugged into it and sequencing. Not only can you program patterns, but you can chain patterns as well, add swing and accent, something that some of these pieces of gear really can't do, and chain these patterns together to create full songs. So if you're a live performer and you have these pieces in your arsenal and it's part of your live show, the Crazy8Beats might be something you really want to look into because it's pretty small, it's really portable, and it's pretty powerful as well. To be able to have those sequences all saved and programmed and chained together and have things such as accents and swing all in one unit, so everything's kind of uniform and put together, really makes sense for a performer that has multiple small pieces of gear such as this, and makes it more streamlined for their live performance. And finally, one of my favorite software developers, Arturia, is back with 6 new plugins, broken down into 2 packs of 3 new analog filter models, and 3 new preamp models. Now, all 6 of these plugins are modeled after classic pieces of hardware. On the preamp side, we have a Rupert Neve solid state, we have a Telefunken tube, as well as a tridA Studio A. All 3 of these preamps have been used on some of the biggest, best-selling pieces of music in history. So these 3 plugins modeled after these 3 classic preamps makes for a powerful addition to anyone's studio setup. And on the filter side, we have a basic Oberheim filter, as well as an Oberheim Matrix 12 multi-mode filter, and the classic Moog ladder filter. Now, if you're a fan of vintage analog synths, you're very familiar with all 3 of these filters, each having their own distinct characteristics and different sound, and being very powerful at shaping your audio. And what's great about these 3 is now they're not just available on those pieces of hardware or their software equivalents, but now you can use this on any VST synth that you have in your arsenal, even combine them and add them and stack them together in different ways along with your other effects to create your own unique sound. So if you've been looking for a way to add a more vintage audio feel to your sound, these 6 plugins will definitely help you out in that department. So that's it for the news this week. So question of the day, do you have any pieces of Ikea furniture in your studio? And if so, which ones? Go and leave that down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And as always, if you found this video useful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click right here to subscribe to this channel. Or if you'd like to watch more content, go ahead and click on that video right there. And thank you for watching PDot TV, where you'll find tips, tricks, and tutorials for DJs and music performers. See you next time.